The bison story is one that is really deeply ingrained in WCS's history. It's one that we've told many times. It's really a core part of who we are as a conservation organization. What's interesting is that when we tell this story and when we revisit it, it's often shaped by the conversations that are happening in society at the time.
So, in the past we've said Western settlements over the 19th century led to this catastrophic decline in bison populations. But that's not simply because of irresponsible hunting, but really because of this campaign, the systematic campaign of mass slaughter of the bison by the US government to rob Native peoples of this important resource. And of course, WCS wasn't involved in that. WCS didn't exist at that time. But I think it's important as we're telling this story to recognize that that's the context that this work is beginning in. When we talk about the success of the American Bison Society, what's not acknowledged in that version is that the protected areas that were created had often been taken from Native people to begin with. We need to look at this story more comprehensively when we are considering our narratives and how we tell these stories. It's important to take that bigger holistic look at it.
This time when we tell this story, we think that it is critically important that we center the Blackfeet Nation and we invite them to tell this story in their own voice as well.
So buffalo are really incredible. They are nothing short of amazing because they've evolved on this landscape for longer than we have. Honestly, you just don't get to be at that level of ecological restoration without thousands, millions of years of evolution here in that land space. Iinii, buffalo, everything from their fur to their urine to their footsteps to their wallowing, their selective grazing, all of that is an ecological solution, maintains the land. From the beginning, they've been our main food source, our main survival source. We used to use every single part of the buffalo, from bones to their entrails, the hide, the meat, everything had a use. It still has a use. Them becoming a part of our ceremonies, parts and pieces of them into our ceremonies and our culture, that's a given, right? When you depend on something so highly, putting them into our songs, into our language. So that's how they're incorporated. Buffalo need to come home. They need more land space. They need to be able to thrive too.